be careful. We don't know. We don't want to lose a good adventure on that hellish bridge.
I'm never careful. And then I walk away.
It's like, that's not very reassuring, but I guess that's your automatic... Then it's like, as he's talking, you walk away. And so, it's like... He looks at Kreen, it's like, I do hope you're not as discourteous as the rest of our adventurers we've met.
Whatever you mean.
So,
I'm...
it's like, and then he just, he grumbles, ah! And then he just goes back to work.
I'm super nice.
No,
Also,
he's talking about, like, the ones who, like, they walk away mid-sentence.
Oh. But
And so...
Coley's gonna knock and say, I heard you needed help.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
like,
tomorrow,
Rang is
here.
like, that one is possessing of magical power. Druidic magic. It's been a while since I've seen such a thing.
It's very
Well, I
useful.
saw it like yesterday. It's pretty decent.
It's like, he may be of use on this adventure.
I just yell out, like, through the door, just, tomorrow, here, morning.
Guess so.
Okay, fine, jeez.
Okay, so, that's,
If
so,
we're...
Marky and Niltaor, you kind of heard the exchange. Yeah, you heard the exchange from where you were standing. So, what is your opinion on the whole traveling to Deadspan?
Well, there's nothing else to do right here.
Okay, so you got nothing else to do, so
Some
might
of
as
us-
well. Marky, what about you?
We can't. Some of us must remain here, so Marky's
Okay.
gonna stay.
Marky
to
will stay.
Train the troops. All that.
You need gold to train troops. You need like 100 gold.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Crap.
Yeah, so
Forget-
have you got? It's like
Oh,
you
you know
got
what?
100
Yeah.
gold somewhere.
yeah.
You got it in your
You know
boot.
what? Yeah. Screw it. I'll help Thorin out.
Okay,
If I
so.
can find it.
Oh yeah, you'll help Thorin with because he could use another strong arm. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good
so
strength.
now we're back to we just did Spicoli. Actually, I guess we're back to Spicoli. So
I was only doing small
besides,
things.
you just heard adventures tomorrow. So now what?
I'm asking around and to see if anyone needs help with anything today
Okay, so
before I leave.
So Lance
Asking
Master
around.
really just like, I need help with nothing. I can handle most things myself. Of course, there are some things I can't do, but I don't need currently help with anything.
I ask everyone basically,
Okay, so
and
besides what we already know, nothing extra has happened. Like, Kreen, what's your opinion of this going to an exotic new area that you've never been to before?
He really wants to join.
Okay,
It's
so
what he's filing for.
so do you say that aloud, or do you are you just going to be there on the day of?
What do you mean by that?
Like, okay, so do you say that you're going to be there, or do you just you're going to be there when they're about to go?
Yeah, I'm going to be there when they're about to go, I guess.
Okay, so you don't say anything, you have your own plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Spicoli's going to be there. So besides that, what else are you going to do? Just there's no other help that's needed. You just rest for the day. It's already nighttime, so morning is not that far away. Like maybe a couple hours, and then
I
maybe
guess
8 or 9 hours, and then it's going to be daytime.
I don't need much of sleep anyway, so I guess I'll go out.
Yeah,
and
you
hunt.
half sleep. You sleep half the amount.
Yeah, so I'll go on the hunt before I sleep, I guess.
I suppose I
He's
should
just gonna-
practice my.
You got a hunch in the corner of the bar like some weird insect, like the insect that you are.
I walk over to Crane and say, "Hey, why don't you come over and hang out with me? I would like to talk with you for a bit."
Okay,
I'd like to
question.
know more
First
about
of all, it's Kreen, you get to choose. Are you already asleep by that time when he's asking these questions?
No, I'm not
Okay,
sleeping.
so you're about to go to sleep, and then he comes over and says, "Why don't we hang out first?"
Okay.
So
As you wish.
where are you gonna hang out? You just chilling at a table?
I have a room. Remember?
That sounds very
No.
I know.
sketchy.
I know. I know it sounds sketchy,
has a
but
room.
I have
Wink,
a very. I'm
wink.
Okay, so
Thanks. I need.
okay. Anyway, so what is Kreen? What is your? Do you know enough about that? Yeah, you know enough about this culture to know what could be implied by that statement.
But also, what could not be implied?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
what does
guess
Kreen
I,
say to something like that? It's like, you gotta take me to your room.
Yes, I'd like to know more about your species.
That sounds even worse.
Uh,
How does it sound even worse?
I'd like to know more about your species. There's a lot of implications to that.
Yeah,
Well,
there's also
if
good
you
ones
want
and
to
bad
know,
ones.
if you want to know how we orgasm, it's through the.
Okay, so he just goes straight for the point. It's like, so what does Spicoli say when he says that?
He just gives you the blanket. He gives you the most stone face, like so blank, and then he just says, "I mean, like your lifestyles and such."
Okay, so he's talking culture. It's like,
So you want to know about my people? Well,
That's kind of what I said.
as you wish. I shall tell you what I know.
okay, so you guys have to move to his room, which is, I guess he's going willingly. So
Close enough.
okay, so that's gonna happen. Thorin, what is your opinion? Are you coming along, or are you gonna stay here? Oh wait, you have your own adventure. Never mind. So you and
I'm
Marky.
just gonna ask Relock if he knows anyone who knows carpenting.
It's like, no, I haven't been able to locate another carpenter.
Damn it.
Jesus,
That's
are
like-
they just taking out all the carpenters from all the cities? And it's like,
It's
no
like,
crafting for
if
this
you realize
idiot.
by now, it's they like to either recruit any specialists or simply eliminate them. They don't want any of this. Like, you have to think from their perspective. Would you allow people who could potentially rebel the skills to rebel? No. It's like those
No.
carpenters who are still around are usually under heavy lock and key and are constantly monitored to make sure that they're doing what they are supposed to do.
And I'll just ask around.
So it's like, good luck with that. If you can find a carpenter that I haven't already found, I'm all ears.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
What does it take to be a carpenter?
You need the tools, and you need well, you pretty much need the tools, and
And
then,
what are the
then
tools
it's just
mostly?
practice from that point.
And what are the tools you need?
Carpenter's tools.
Oh, so is it a guild
It's
or
literally
artisan?
called Carpenter's tools. You buy them. How
It's
much
an
were they
artisan
again?
kit.
I lost track.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Let's see.
It's under tools in the compendium. Let me actually go look at that for a minute. Let's, yada yada yada. Carpenter tools cost 8 gold. So
Can we buy them here or no?
yeah, you can. Let's see. Can you buy them? Not so much.
Well,
It's gotta be
There's nothing to buy immediately. Like, remember, Say had to have them made. You don't
Okay.
even know. Wait, does Say actually Say that's? It's not public knowledge that Say actually has carpenter tools.
Okay,
No.
so
that's why I'm going to knock on the door and ask if
You don't even know
any-
if she has like skills.
if any
Really.
of them. If any
Okay,
of
so
them
just
know
as you're
carpentry.
doing your rounds, so
Yeah, I'm just
you're
going to
knocking
ask
on the
around.
door, and Say, what are you doing at the time?
I've told Rang to keep watch and I've gone to bed.
That's like, so Thorin, you hear a voice. You hear like a strange voice. It's like, the lady is sleeping right now. Come back tomorrow.
More voices. Great.
Yep. So,
That's just my reaction to that. Like, more voices.
so let's see. His voice can intrude on your dreams like this weird subconscious. And so it's so you hear in whatever dream you're dreaming, it's the warrior Thorin is searching for a carpenter. Would that not be you?
What?
So
Why are the bumblebees speaking to me?
it's like, this is your raven friend Rang. I can intrude in your dreams if I wish. I guess this is important, at least to him.
What is it about?
It's like, the warrior Thorin is seeking a carpenter.
Who's not finding one here?
It's like, very well, I will let him know. So, and then the bees go back to whatever they were doing before. so he relays, it's, I regret to inform you that there are no carpenters within this room. My apologies.
Oh well.
Very roundabout way of saying it. Wait, question. Why did... Hold on. Something's... Oh, that's your faith. Never mind. Different resource. I was looking at Marky. It's like, wait, is that an
Yeah.
armor bar? No, that's the the resource bar.
Oh, mine should go.
Yeah, I already used 2.
Yeah. Did you well rest? You already did a long rest. Shouldn't that replenish your holy power?
Yeah, I did. So
Okay,
it did
so-
replenish, but I used Divine Sense twice.
Okay, Marky,
Yeah, I
we're
did
back
that.
to you. It's so you're gonna try to help Thorin.
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
You guys aren't even gonna sleep.
Some
You're just
wood.
gonna go straight into. Well, you slept most of the day anyway, so you're gonna. It's the middle of the
Yeah.
night, and you're gonna go out and chop trees.
At that point, I'm just like, maybe it's better to go out tomorrow.
Okay,
So we
so
at least see where we are chopping.
okay, so Thorin
That
says go
was
out tomorrow.
advice.
Marky, what are you gonna do
Same.
during the night? I mean, like, that's pretty much 9 hours to burn, and you've already
I'm just
slept
gonna
most
sleep.
of the day. So
I'm just going back to sleep.
okay, so
Well, for
Thorin's
one,
gonna try to
I
sleep
need
it
to find
off. What are you gonna do?
For one, I need to find a place to go to spend the night in. Yet
Hello, Rocco's house. They always
Yeah,
they
that's
don't
been,
care. So
Indeed. Except the missus.
so
Okay.
you see that like Isha's outside and she's waiting, and then she looks up and it's like, if I were you, I wouldn't go in there.
Trouble in the household.
Say what?
Trouble in the household.
You could say that. Not something you want to see unless you're perverted.
Ah. No.
It's
I
like
would
it's
not
good
like
that
to
you
see
got that meaning. I didn't want to have to try and explain it to you.
Nope, he did not have to.
And so she sighs and is like, my mother's not the most subtle person in the world. In fact, she's probably the most blunt person I know. Are you
She's
seriously
like
getting
sitting
closer to the house?
No, is she like sitting down on something or something?
No, she's just leaning against the wall outside.
You said she was. You said she looked up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
Well, she's. She looks out for
It's
you.
like, you know, I really don't think she was very faithful to my dad anyway, to be honest.
What kind of man was he?
It's, he was a scholar. I think I can understand why she was that way, though. He was an armchair scholar. He didn't really leave. His whole life's work was that book of his. And it's like, and look what, and so like she throws up her hands. It's like, and look what happened. I get kidnapped. The book is gone. My father is dead. All that scholarly work and gone in one instant. It's like that pretty much makes his life kind of meaningless at that point.
Only meaningless. People don't remember him.
Mm-hmm.
He lives
It's like,
on.
yeah, and few do.
And your
My
mother.
mother definitely doesn't remember him. I'm starting to lose some memory of him. It's like nobody really cared. I mean, his work was a bit strange.
What do you mean by strange?
It's like I got the feeling he was going insane. At least from my perspective.
You want to talk about it?
Okay, so it's like that's what we're doing right now.
In depth, I mean.
It's like, well, that's
Totem.
pretty much it. We didn't know what he was writing. It's just apparently whoever was writing it was paying him pretty well.
What was he studying as a scholar?
It's like, we don't know. We didn't really ask too many questions. All we know is that he kept money on the table and he kept a good lifestyle, but, you know, he wasn't really a father figure. It's like, from sun up to sundown, he would just be working on that book. He'd never even talk to many people. He would just, you know, it was like he wasn't even there. And now he's not there. It's like she kind of laughs cynically. It's like, hey, guess what? Now he's not there. Now he's in some grave somewhere.
Often, we let ourselves get consumed by the work we have.
Okay,
Forget what is
so
around us.
You feel someone tap you on the shoulder. That's perception, so...
Perception.
Perception. Okay, so
Perception.
I just gotta make this D4 just, Okay, so you fail. So you turn around and you don't see anybody. And then you hear a voice from your right. It's like, I'm over here.
Oh.
Okay, so...
How are you?
It's like, well, I guess I should tell you a little bit more information now that we're a little bit alone, somewhat. I mean, and then you're hearing noises from the house, and it's like, well, alone relatively.
Is she included in that conversation?
It's like she is the conversation. You are the observer. So it's like, Isha, your father was working on something that our organization was interested in. So, and it's like, oh, and what would that be? I guess you were the ones paying him so much money? So you being here is not a random occurrence? And so he just nods his head, like, correct. We're here for a purpose, and your father's work was that purpose. It's like, and she just breaks down. It's like, well, are you going to tell me what it is? And then Kep he shakes his head and it's like, I'm afraid I cannot. Just know that his work was very important, and that we will have to track it down. It's like, he looks at Marky. It's like, I need you to tell your adventurers not to get involved. This is for me and my partner to handle.
I see.
Yeah, so
Will it help
it's
the
like
rebellion?
he's like, we likely won't meet again.
What do you mean?
It's like, because the hunt for this book will take us to dangerous places, and we may die along the adventure. I'd rather not get you guys involved. You have your own objectives to accomplish.
And this
And so
book
do
helped
we.
the rebellion.
It's like, think of the rebellion as a cover. It's like, just know this is not a random occurrence. Why the rebellion started here? It has a lot to do with her father's book. And so, like, the next part's gonna hit hard, and I hope you guys are prepared. And it's like,
I also have shit that hits hard.
yeah, so it's like, Isha, we were the ones who contracted the bandits. And so, like, she just breaks out, it's like, what? You had my father murdered? It's like, it was the only way to protect his work. It's like, if we allowed that to fall into the wrong hands... So, and then, like, she stops him right there. And she walks up and she tries to hit him, but he just stops her hand, like, not even violently, he just stops her hand. Like, she's trying to shake herself free and she's getting a little frustrated, but it's one of those, you know, he's a trained warrior.
You better leave now.
Okay, so... It's like, yes, that was the idea. You weren't supposed to know, but I felt like it would be right for you to know.
Just go.
Okay, so, and then he just starts walking away. And you see that from the side, Blast Girl, she has 2 daggers in one of her hands. She was at the corner, and then Kep just kind of nods and she puts them away and they start walking to the outskirts of town. Let's see, does anybody else see them along the way? So...
Could I do something?
So
Hold on, I want to do something.
What? Okay,
It
you're gonna
makes
try to
sense.
sense evil within him. So it seems like he's got no aura, just no good, no evil. Just the same for both of them. It's almost like they're immune to it.
There are stranger forces at work here.
I guess, yeah, that could be what he's doing. So, like, she's flustered and she's like kicking up dirt. Like Isha is kicking up dirt and she's venting her rage.
I know you're upset.
Okay. That's like, upset, that doesn't even begin to describe it. It's like, those two murdered my father for their for his work.
Would you like to speak somewhere else?
That's like, no, there's nowhere. What? It's like, what else? What does it matter now? He's already dead.
Somewhere.
They've already got
somewhere else. I said somewhere else.
Okay, so that's like, no. Because I guess my mother needs to. So like, you see, she goes back to the wall and she leans against it. It's like, because my mother's gonna have to learn this one very soon. She deserves to know why her husband was killed. Okay, so moving on. Yes, plot twist. I know. Say, you're up again. You're still dreaming, right?
Yes, it's quickly devolved into a nightmare.
Okay, that's great. And so, like, you hear Rang's voice. It's like, do your dreams always turn into these nightmares?
Generally, ever since I read that book.
That's like, this is a normal occurrence. You need not be afraid of your dreams.
Well, it's hard to tell you're in the dream unless you're interrupted by a random voice of a bird.
That's like, and that is why I interrupt.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so, like, you feel like you're being pulled out of. Well, you said you were falling in a hole. That's what I read.
I was in a hole and then I was surrounded by eyes.
Yeah, eyes. So you feel like you're being pulled out of that, and you're being deposited as It's like this dream has a purpose. This is what will become of you if you fall to this magic. I do not say that. I say that as the truth. I do not say that with any sort of fear involved. That is not my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So, he deposits you back to where your dream previously was, which is the meadow. It's like, then you feel like you're getting eldritch energies, like, course through you, or rather, you feel it in your head. It's like, I am changing your mental state so that these dreams will stop occurring.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. So you're screwing around with my head?
Yes.
Yes.
You do not wish to see these nightmares anymore, do you not?
I prefer to keep my mind as it is.
It's like, very well. And so, like, he removes whatever he did, and you start falling back in the hole with the eyes.
These nightmares are normal, I might as well have them.
It's like, these nightmares are a product of the book. Whether that is normal or not is irrelevant.
Shrug.
So you're shrugging in your dream state. It's like, you know, just the whole thing is just weird. Okay, so Niltaor. Now we're on the Niltaor.
Basically all woke up, right?
We haven't gotten to the next day yet, so you're still, like, you're trying to find a place to crash.
And we all basically still up.
Yep.
All except like through the day, right?
Say what?
We all like sleep through the day. Because
Yeah, well,
yeah.
some of them are sleeping, some of them are not. Like, Thorin is
Well,
sleeping, Say is sleeping.
Then does the village have like a library or something?
What does the village have? Is
Library.
anybody else understanding? I'm having a hard time.
He's asking whether the village has a library.
Oh, does the village have a library? Okay, so you can understand. Please be my translator. I'm trying my damnedest to understand, but it's like the words kind of blur together. Or maybe it's just my mic. Or maybe it's just not my mic. Maybe it's just my audio. So, does the place have a library? It does have a library. It's not that big of a library, and
But
It's
we
kind
can
of-
stay the night there.
yeah, you're gonna spend the night at the library.
Yeah.
Can you even let's see? Will they even allow that? No, they won't really allow that. Because
Even after saving the village.
Say what?
But even after saving the village?
Yeah, even after saving the village, they're still skeptical. I mean, technically you haven't saved them. Yeah, you just fought a battle. So, saving is when the battles all end. It's not there yet. Like, and technically you didn't save the village, you just killed a bunch of people.
Or a book from them.
So, why, what book? If they even have a book. That's what you're looking for.
Yes, some random book.
Okay, so a random book. They're not willing to part with their books. Because it's it's a library. It's like, no, you can't rent these. Just, you gotta have to read them there, and then when you're done reading it, get out. So you're just gonna go to the library and read a bunch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your objective. Okay, so you get to roll. I don't know. What can we roll in this situation? It depends on what you're looking for, what you're planning to read.
Carpentry for idiots.
Okay, so what are you going to plan to read?
Survival, I guess.
Anything on survival, alright, so not much on survival.
Talk to me, I'm a druid.
Okay, besides, so you have up to 3 choices. So you survival, you didn't get much on survival. What other, there's a couple other ones, just what else would you do besides survival? So basic survival techniques, which most of them you already know, because you're one of the few bards left, you have to know basic survival skills.
Yes, so
Wait, what else?
basic medicine.
Basic
Like
medicine. There's actually a few things on medicine. So you spend time perusing over a little bit of medical knowledge. Let's see, does that actually improve anything? Let's find out. Not really, just it's more tips in the future. So, let's see, proficiency in medicine, so we can do that. So I'm giving you proficiency in medicine. That's just really just a +2.
Oh,
Good luck
sweet.
with that.
Yeah.
So you learn, you're basically refining your technique, so now you can bandage people a little bit more effectively. Okay, so you have a little bit of knowledge in medicine, so you spend time gathering, and then you have one more choice. So you're spending up to 9 hours, so half the time is going to be devoted, actually it's split into 3-hour chunks, so you spent 3 hours perusing the library for medical books, so you've just been reading those. You've already, survival techniques, a lot of them you already know.
I guess some basic repairs. I guess
Some what?
for my basic repairs for like stuff like my armor or.
Okay, so basic repair skills. So nothing on repair. And you're surprised that there's almost, like, it seems blacksmith knowledge. It's just the basic tool knowledge is not there. Blacksmith, carpentry, weaver, just a lot of the skills books that should be there are not in there. It's like, what kind of a library is this?
A crap library.
Yeah, it's a crap library, so...
I have a spell that can locate you a book.
So, yeah, it's for latest. Okay, well, speaking of that, so you and Kreen are in the room together, and Kreen, are you actually divulging as much as you remember, like, of your culture?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Like, I can tell them about our society that we even eat each other.
Eek.
It's... Yeah, cannibalism was fine.